Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel and welcome to Sunday and Cooking with me. And yes, before anybody says what in the world, I'm wearing a sweatshirt. It's cold here today and it's Saturday when I'm recording this, and it's actually supposed to be colder tomorrow, so this will be my uniform of the day probably again tomorrow. I'm actually still wearing my dress underneath it, but there's a sweatshirt over it. This is actually a Christmas sweatshirt. It says a bear hug from Florida, and there's a teddy bear on it wearing a Santa cap. But anyway, it's warm, and that's good, and that's what counts. So today we're going to be making a sausage, green bean, potato casserole. I've not made it before, but it sounds very good. It sounds very non-threatening. It's not, overly spiced, and you can make it, I guess, as spicy as you want. One of the ingredients it calls for is Slap Your Mama seasoning. Now, I've never heard of it. I looked it up, and it's basically garlic powder, black pepper, and red pepper. The red pepper, I'm assuming, is cayenne. And basically, I think it's a Cajun seasoning. So I'm not going to be using that. I am going to use some garlic, and onion, and probably a little bit of paprika and the salad dressing dry powder. Ranch, I'm sorry. A momentary loss of my mind. And I'm going to be just using a little of that. It's fairly easy to put together. In fact, you put it together, for the most part, in a plastic bag. So let me bring you down to the counter. I can tell you right now that my oven is preheating to 400 degrees. And I'll bring you down the counter and we'll show you what else you're going to need. Be right back. Okay, I started by spraying my pan. And now I have some baby creamer potatoes. The little ones. These actually aren't baby creamers. They're like a Yukon Gold, but they're baby ones. They said a bite of potato. So I am just currently slicing these in half. I have a pan over here on the heat, and I'm going to start heating that up for the kielbasa. Now this makes quite a bit, but these potatoes and the kielbasa can be used for breakfast. As I said, my oven is preheating to 400 degrees, or has preheated by the sounds. Okay, I think that's all of those. Now, what I'm going to do is to take this plastic bag, because it calls for putting everything in a Ziploc bag, and I'm going to put that right down in this bowl. It'll just help hold it. Okay, now I'm going to, in the bowl, I'm going to put some vegetable oil. Let me get the vegetable. I have olive out here. It says 1/8 of a cup. I'm just going to kind of eyeball these things. I'm going to put a little garlic and garlic powder. I think I'll put a little Italian seasoning. You can use whatever seasonings you like. Put a little paprika. Paprika gives things good color. And it calls for some red pepper flakes. I will put just a few. Let's see if I got the thing I need there. Yes. So now I'm going to put these potatoes in the bag. I needed to add salt and pepper. I didn't do that. I shall do that now. Okay, I'm going to just seal this. Give it a shake. Alrighty. Now, we're going to get the kielbasa. Oh, my scissors. And we're going to cut this into quarter-inch slices and put it in the fry pan with a little bit of water. Get a little water. That's about a quarter of a cup. And we're just going to kind of fry these up a little bit until they get a little brown and the water just about all evaporates. In the meantime, I'm going to get my onion ready. It calls for a cup of onion. And it called for it to be chopped. I'm going to make like little slices. This is a very big onion, so I may not even use half of it. Here we go. I'm going to finish letting that brown up a bit. I think you can see. And as soon as it does, I'll be back and we'll put it to the next step. Be right back. Okay, we're almost there. What I'm going to do is to take that out and let it cool just a little bit before I put it in the plastic bag. We don't want to melt the plastic bag. And in the meantime, in the same fry pan, I'm going to put in half a stick of butter, and my onions, and the garlic too, but I'm going to wait just a little bit on the garlic. And we're just going to, I'm sorry, I forgot I put that on. We're just going to cook these until they become translucent. Because it is going to go in the oven, so they'll have ample opportunity to continue cooking. So now I'm going to take these, see how many I can drop on the way to the bag. Okay. Seal it up again. Give it another swoosh. Add a little garlic here. I'm going to take that and dump it into that bowl so I can keep the butter and all. There we go. And just stir it around a bit to let it kind of cool down just a tiny. We'll open the bag, add the onions, and the last thing we're going to add to the bag is cans of green beans that have been drained. Close it one more time. And see if we can get this kind of all mixed up in here. Whoop, bag is opening. Now we're going to just take this and dump it all over the counter. No, I'm going to dump it in the pan. My bag is full. Move this out of the way. I'm just going to stir it a little bit. See if we can get those green beans mixed in there a little better. And that's all there is to it. I'm going to put this in the oven, and I'm going to cover it with foil, and then I'm going to put it in the oven. Let me rinse my hands. And it's going to go in the oven for 40 minutes. And I'll take you out and show you what it looks like when it's all done. Back in a while. Well, there you go. That's what it looks like. I'm going to be very honest with you. We're not eating it right now because we're not ready to eat quite yet. I think these potatoes are going to use a little bit more time, which is fine, because I will put them in again a little bit later and get them an extra dose of heat. But let me just give this, hello, let me give this a little taste test. Tasting for seasonings. Potatoes need more time, but the rest of it's delicious. So I'm going to let this set and probably put it in for another, those potatoes are still quite hard, but I think they're bigger than the original potatoes in the recipe. If I were using those again, I'd cut them in quarters instead of halves, even though they were small potatoes, you know. But anyway, so what this is going to be good for is what is left over, I will separate out. And I'll separate out the kielbasa and potatoes from the green beans. Green beans I'll put in a dish and we'll serve it with tomorrow night's dinner. And the kielbasa and the potatoes, I'm going to make up baggies. And each baggie will have enough in it that will be like a breakfast amount for two of us. And then I will take those baggies and put them in the freezer, and when we want to have some nice meat and potatoes with some scrambled eggs and toast in the morning, take one of those baggies out the night before and flip it right into the air fryer in the morning. It isn't going to need to cook anymore. It just will need to like crisp up a little bit, so probably no more than 3 or 4 minutes. in the air fryer would be just fine. So you will get, we will, let me bring you back down there. We will get probably 4 or 5 meals out of that. And it's something that's very easy to freeze, so that's not a big deal. So that's today's casserole. I think it's delicious. And like I said, I will put the recipe as written in the description below. I did not use all the spices that they called for necessarily. I used the spices that we like. I'm going to serve this tonight with just some corn muffins, and they're just going to be Jiffy corn muffins tonight. But like I said, we're not ready to eat yet, so I'm going to put this back in the oven, and probably I'm going to give it another half hour. Those potatoes are really quite still hard. So let me give it a little bit more time, and by the time we're ready to eat, it'll be ready to devour. So thanks for stopping by. I'll see you on Tuesday, and hopefully Tuesday we're working on a wreath. According to my emails, my order from Craft Outlet should come in on Monday. So if it does, we'll be doing something wreath-wise on Tuesday. So until then, I want you to have a great Sunday. Enjoy the afternoon, and I will enjoy it. It's going to be cold again tomorrow on Sunday, which is when you're seeing this. Now, I'm going to whisper this because I don't want you to laugh at me. It's cold here, because right now it is 62. 62. It's cold. It has a cold north wind, and we're old. And we're Floridians for 34 years now, so 62 with a cold north wind is cold. But anyway, have a great Sunday. I hope the right teams win if you're watching football. Keep your distance. Play by the rules. Wear your mask. Wash your hands. And everybody, play nice now. Please. See you Tuesday. Love you. Bye.